Chiva Chaitya at Vienna Austria. CHNT2020 Chiva Chaitya Organization has been working for the promotion, preservation and restoration of these important heritage of Nepal. The organization is given opportunity to present its works at international conferences. Chiva Chaitya was invited for presentation about its work and the use of technology like GIS at the CHNT 2020 Conference on Cultural Heritage and New Technologies. This year the conference was held at Vienna, Austria. Due to the current COVID pandemic situation this year the conference was held in virtual format. So, on 2020 November 4th, our colleague Ashish on behalf of Chiva Chaitya Organization presented at the conference on the use of technologies like GIS used by the organization in documentation that helps in preservation works. The abstract was reviewed and approved by the panel of experts. Following are few snapshots of the presentation. Please continue watching for full presentation.
Now, the last talk of today is by Ashish Manadar and Amar, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it correctly, Amar Sundar Tuladar, and they will let us do a very great travel to Nepal, since they will talk about Chivas and Chaitas, which are two Buddhist shrines established by general public in the Kathmandu Valley. So, are you online? Are you ready?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly. So let us know more about the role of GIS in documentation and conservation of these two Buddhist shrines.
Hello and namaste to everyone here at CHNT. I hope you guys are having a very great day. So today I'm going to present on the role of GIS for documentation and preservation of Chivas and Chaityas. I'm just going to share my screen. Share.
So maybe Elizabeth, could you help?
Yes, no problem. We will do it in a minute.
Thank you so much.
And just tell us when we have to change the slide, okay?
Okay. Looks like I got it. Yeah.
Now it works. Now it works.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Just a minute. Okay. Yes, can you please go on with the first slide? Yep, thank you. In this presentation, I would like to start with introduction of Chivas and Chaityas. I'll talk about what they are and why are they listed as cultural heritage. After that, I will go on to talk about our organization, Chiva Chaitya Organization, what we do and how we started. Then I'll talk about the GIS problem that we faced and the workflow that we utilized to solve the GIS issue. And finally, I'll talk about some other challenges that we are currently facing. In this regard, I liked feedback from this community here at CHNT, so as to know about any new technologies or any ideas on how we can solve those issues. So next slide, please. So what are Chivas and Chaityas? Chivas and Chaityas are Buddhist shrines established by the general public of Kathmandu in public places in and around Kathmandu Valley. This culture of establishing Chivas is one of a kind in the world, and these beautiful monuments are found in public places alleys, courtyards, hilltops. They are literally everywhere in and around Kathmandu Valley. They are usually built as a remembrance for deceased relatives or as a respect to Buddhist philosophy. And usually they are 2 meters in height, like you can see in the picture. But we have found to be some to be like small as 30 centimeters or some as big as 50 meters in height as well. Usually these chivas are of stone carving, but some of them can be made of clay or even bricks. We estimate that in and around Kathmandu Valley there are about 2,000 to 2,500 chivas. Next slide, please. So why are they cultural heritage? It is said that the chivas have been established even during the time of Lord Buddha himself. In Kathmandu, we can find chivas which are about 1,500 years old. So it is a window for us to research about the culture back then. The chivas is a symbol of a distinct form of Buddhism. It is practiced by the indigenous Newar community of Kathmandu Valley. Hence, it is quite unique as well. The carvings in the chivas are usually of Newari saints Buddhism, like the Pancha Buddha. These chivas are worshipped daily and is part of the daily life of the locals of Kathmandu. So culturally, archaeologically, historically, and religiously, like chivas have very high importance in Kathmandu Valley's society. And also, chivas represent some of the best stone architecture in Nepal. However, although chivas have very high importance, like there is encroachment of chivas, and some chivas have even been destroyed. It is due to unplanned urban development, and because of unplanned urban development, there is loss of open space, and this has led to the encroachment of chivas and even destruction of them. Another issue is lack of awareness, and people sometimes try to beautify the chivas by painting them, or even use modern tools like cement to fix or repair them, which might degrade the archaeological value of it. Another issue in the conservation is technical. So since chivas and chaityas are built by the public in public places, there's no record of how many chivas or who built the chivas. So that is a technical issue. So next slide, please. Yep. So in 2012, a group of young heritage enthusiasts, my colleagues, started Chiva Chaitya Organization, but after realizing the importance of Chiva Chaityas and to tackle these issues surrounding its conservation. So we started by conducting awareness campaigns, like clean, repair, and restore campaigns, and also to tackle the problem of not having a database. We started to take photographs of Chiva Chaityas wherever we encountered and logged in spreadsheets. But soon afterwards, we realized that this method of logging Chiva and Chaityas was not feasible, because we'd have a lot of photos in our database, but every time we go out, we wouldn't be able to distinguish which Chiva had already been surveyed or not. So we quickly realized that a GIS map was is required for properly surveying all the chivas. Next, please. So the requirements for the Chiva Chaitya project, GIS project, was that it had to be very low cost because we were very tight on budget, and it has to be very user friendly as well. One of the main important thing was that we had to. So since we had collected a lot of photographs in the field before the GIS project, we wanted to extract data from the photos, the location data from the photos, and create a map from it. And in future as well, like we would want to use the same process again and again. Also, another requirement was that we would like to see the image of the Chiva along with the location in the map. Next slide, please. So this was a process workflow that we developed. So first we collect all the data. That is collection of photos, camera, and for this we can use any mobile phone with GPS enabled, or even cameras with GPS enabled, and use and spreadsheets. So the data is then processed using a script built in a software called FME. FME is a popular data processing tool for usually used in GIS community, and that tool will produce out a KML file, output KML file, which can be used in the field in different applications such as Google Earth and Google Earth or maps.me. So with that field data, the guys in the field can know which chivas they have already surveyed or not. The data can also be used in GIS analysis desktop tools such as QGIS as well. So one reason over here to choose the KML layer is that KML file format is that KML file format allows us to embed images into the attribute of the feature itself. So
Ashish, sorry to disturb you, but you still have 2 minutes. 2 minutes left. Sorry.
Sure. Okay. Yes. So let's move on to next slide then. So this is a workflow, but I'll probably move on to the output of this workflow. So next slide. Yes. So as a result of our GIS project, so we have collected records of 1,077 chivas, and in the image of Google Earth, we can see that all the dots are of small chivas, and if you click on any of the chiva, you would see the image along with the chiva ID or any other details that we have recorded during this process. So using this technology, like we are able to document these important heritage sites without location data and GIS. I think it would be impossible for us to manage such collect such large data sets like that's scattered all around Kathmandu, and I think this technology has enabled in our effort for heritage protection. So next slide, please. So the further challenges is like we would like to know if if there are any new technologies that we can use to read inscriptions in the Chivas. So these inscriptions can give us details about like who established them or when or why. So we would like to get records of it, and also we would like to know if there is any technology that can provide age of the Chiva even when there is no inscriptions. Also, a few other challenges that we face are, since the Chivas are like established in public areas, sometimes sometimes some parts of the Chivas might get stolen, and we might want to know if there are any sustainable technology that can help with that problem. Also, the final thing is that we like to promote Chiva as much as possible so that the people know about it, and also they are aware of its importance. Yeah, so I think that concludes my presentation. So at the end, yes, so for more information, please visit our website, chivachaitya.org.np. There are quite a few literature regarding Chiva Chaityas as well. If you like to follow us, please, you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram as well. At the end, I'd like to show a small slide on the different Chivas and Chaityas in Kathmandu. It's a video. So these are different types of Chivas that we have photographed in and around Kathmandu Valley. Sometimes they are clustered in a very small courtyard.
Okay.
So that's the end of my presentation.
Healthy, and see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Thank you so much,
Bye.
everyone. Bye. Bye-bye. Thank you, Elizabeth, for your help. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye, no problem. Everything's fine. Bye-bye.